So I've got a quick story for you today. Yesterday I was standing at the bus stop waiting to go and see a client, and it was a Sunday, right? And whilst I was waiting, a guy, and what I presume was his little boy, came out of a house, and the little boy had a pair of swimming goggles like swinging around his wrist. So I guess they were on the way to the swimming pool, which was just on the opposite side of the road. And I watched them walk a little way down the street, and then they waited at the traffic lights to cross the road, and the traffic lights were red, and the red man was like, you know, don't cross the road yet. And as I stood there watching them, this whole dialogue passed through my head, and I imagined the little boy was saying, "Daddy, why can't we cross the road, like even if the green man isn't there, if there's no traffic on the roads?" And then the dad's like, "Well, son, it's just dangerous to cross the road when the green man isn't showing, you know, we should always wait for the green man, it's much safer that way." "But Daddy, why is it safer if there's nothing on the road? So it's Sunday morning, there's nothing on the road." And then at that point I imagined the dad sort of thinking to himself, well, actually it isn't really safer, there isn't anything on the road, and if you weren't here right now, I'd be on the other side by now. But I'm a dad, and this is what I know I'm supposed to tell you, so I'm gonna tell you that even though it makes no sense. So anyway, they eventually, like, the green man came, they crossed the road and off they went to the pool, whatever. I'm sure they had a great time. But it really got me thinking about this thing where, like, we seem to be so conditioned now to just listen, obey, and God forbid, like, do not use your highly developed human brain to assess the risk of a situation and then take action based on that risk. And that seems to be the way that we are these days. We don't think for ourselves. And that, I was thinking, it could result in like one of two things. So the first would be that you stay totally safe for your entire life, which is great, but you'd also have spent a hell of a lot of time waiting on the pavement, during which time all the other people who had been using their brains have already done like 20 laps of the swimming pool. And the other thing is that, you know, you've become so used to not thinking for yourself and so used to just, you know, doing what you've been told and following the signals and following the green man and the red man and whatever, that you totally lose like all of your vigilance and all of your kind of natural brain power to look at a situation and assess the risk. So one day the green man's going to come up and you're just going to be like, "Green man, cross the road," and like a car's going to come out of nowhere and squash you down. And it really just got me thinking, this is what we're taught to do. We are taught to listen, memorize, repeat, obey. We are not taught to look at situations from every angle and then make up our own decision using our intelligence. And I just wonder how many people's lives are being controlled by the green man. You know, like, are you being controlled by the green man? Where is it showing up in your life? Where are you not thinking for yourself, judging for yourself, and making up your own mind? And I think it's all time we started doing a little more of that.